Hey guys, I just want to welcome you to day 4 of building our faith and making war against unbelief. I hope that you guys have been interacting with each day that's been going out and that the Lord's just been really touching your heart on this journey. And today we're just going to talk about what it means to be like Mary in this journey of faith. And so many times I feel like in the life of Christianity, the things that we really value and the things that we highlight are the tasks and the works that we do for God. And what I love about Jesus is that in Luke 10, he just really highlights the value and the importance of what it means to sit at his feet. And he actually says that this is something that we can choose to do that is important to him. And when I think about, journeying this life with Jesus and all the different ups and downs that we experience sometimes, one of the things that I really pray and I really ask the Lord is, God, I want to be a steadfast friend. I want to be someone who is steady in my love with you, regardless of what's going on. And that really is a life of faith, a life of knowing and believing that Jesus is who he says he is, regardless of what's going on around me. And one of the keys I feel like in how we can do that is that we are daily in his presence, that there's a place that we go in him really all throughout the day where we're before him and we're hearing what he's saying and we're asking him to show us his perspective and his emotions and his thoughts about what's going on in our life and the life around us. And as we do that, as we behold him and as we hear what he's saying, like Mary did when she sat at his feet, all of a sudden that perspective is what comes upon us and really becomes our reality. What he's thinking about it, what he's feeling about it, what he's believing and what he's saying, we begin to agree with that. And as we begin to agree with that in the place of prayer, we begin to experience rest, we begin to experience peace, and we begin to experience faith because we really actually believe that that is the reality of what's going on. And there was something that happened in my life recently where I had a family member who was in a bad situation one day, and I got really fearful about it. And I was in the car with my son, really practical moment. My son was in the back seat, and he was playing, he was being loud. And I just made a choice right there in that moment to start singing. And I just started singing, "The King is Here, the King is Here," that Kim Walker song. And as I began to sing that over and over and over again, all of a sudden my heart began to connect with it. And I began to really believe that Jesus saw exactly what was happening in that moment with this family member. And I started singing, "When the King is here, everything changes. When the King is here, darkness has to go." And as I began to sing that out, I began to see him just gazing at that situation. And all of a sudden, I just experienced a tremendous peace. Before where there was fear, I really felt a peace about the situation. And I felt like that everything in my heart shifted. And you know what? Things were okay. And I just feel like that we have an invitation from the Lord daily in everything that we face, to come into agreement with what he's seeing and what he's thinking, like Mary, sitting at his feet, listening to his voice. And then part of our part is then agreeing with it and declaring that. And as we choose to do that and actually do that with our words and with our voice, things shift and change. And so I just want to invite you guys, even as we're on this journey and we have these declarations that we're doing, I just want to really encourage you to speak them out and to speak them out until you feel your heart connect with them. Because it's sometimes, when we're in those moments, it just feels like words, but then there's a moment where we can feel that shift happen, where we're feeling that freedom and we really are worshiping God and we're coming into that place of agreement. And so I just want to encourage you guys to continue to activate your heart into that as we go throughout these 21 days. And so we're going to do a declaration. I declare that I will say yes to the invitation from God to see his perspective about the things going on around me. And as I do, the countenance of Jesus will become my reality, and I will experience faith and trust.